Greetings, everybody. It's Jim. This is going to be an interesting unboxing video, and I know I haven't done one in a while, but the reason this is interesting is because it was motivated by the previous video I did about Car Wars Classic versus the new 6th edition. And the main category that it pertains here is space. The thing again, to recap, basically space for 6th edition, you're going to need a lot more of it, while the Classic you could play on just about any other table. And the thing is, I got thinking about it. I have the same thing with Ogre, because you look at that behemoth up there demanding all the attention in the room. I've got the designer's edition, but the thing is, it's the same thing with the 6th edition. Okay, because when you open those big, beautiful maps, they need about 8 inches more space than I have for my gaming table. And even if I did, all those pieces, all the ogres and everything, taking everything out, is definitely going to need another table to put all those on, regardless if the maps fit on the table. So I said to myself, well, you know what? Maybe it's time to invest in the Ogre bundle. Now, I had avoided this for a long time because I'm like, well, I got the designer's edition. I don't need this. Well, I found out that I definitely do. So today, I'm going to be going over with you the unboxing of the Ogre bundle from Steve Jackson Games.
Okay, everybody, so here we got the Ogre Big Box Set. It's in big pink, of all things, of all colors to pick for a big macho game like Ogre. Why not? And I'm sorry for the shaky cam a little bit, because I'm just not using my regular camera and microphone, as you can probably hear. I'll try to fix that up. But anyway, let's get right into it here and just open it up. Now, this opens up the opposite way, interesting enough. And, of course, the first thing you're going to notice is with Steve Jackson Games is they're going to give you all kinds of little doohickeys for promoting Munchkin, always a thing. It's their #1 selling game, so why not? And if it keeps the ball rolling to get all these other games out that we love, so be it. So, little journal here for recording your adventures in games. I mean, I've done it so far with the fantasy trip, there's no doubt about that. And what else we got in here? It looks like a big donut box from here, doesn't it? It looks like it's got a bunch of donuts in here. I got a dozen. It's like here we got a blank box. Can use these. I've used these already in my Car Wars 6th edition. They worked out real well. You see my video on that. I'll put a link down below for that, as a matter of fact. And of course, the green box. Don't know. I got 2 of these now. I don't know what to use them for because I don't know. I'll figure it out now. I got 2 of them, so there's got to be something that I can do with those. Now, of course, here's the extra Munchkin cards. So that's good trade bait if you don't have Munchkin, so you get some, but I mean, they give them out all the time, so I don't think they're like notoriously rare or anything like that. Here we've got a issue of Battlesuit. Now, the thing is about Battlesuit, is I already got another box set of the Pocket Box games, and Battlesuit came in that too. So I guess this is going to be trade bait for that one. So if you want a copy of Battlesuit, let me know. Maybe we can work something out. And of course, here we got the Ogre, we got the GEV, Shockwave. Whoa, come on, back up. Got to get that light in there. Shockwave and the Ogre replacements. Now, the thing is, these look really thick compared to, if you recall, what they used to be. But that's because these got some beautiful counters. I'm looking forward to seeing what these counters are like, because it's the whole reason I picked it up. Because, I mean, I don't want to play with paper counters anymore if I don't have to. And, of course, there's a nice little pocket binder. I already got one of these. There's 4 of them in here. 4 beautiful designs. So these are also going to be more trade bait, because I ordered these separately at one point. Just beautiful artwork, though. And what would you use them for? I'm not quite sure, and that's the problem with a lot of these. I don't know. If you've used these before, like in Car Wars, I've got the 2 supplements like helicopters and off-road dueling. I put those in binders. That made sense. And I got like Tolikin's Lair, Tolankar's Lair. I keep on mispronouncing that, but that's for the fantasy trip. I got those in, but trying to utilize these now. They don't take up that much space. I should say you can't put too much in them either. If you want it to fold correctly and not just look all bulky and stupid, and that's why it's good to have a whole bunch of them. But what do you put in there? So that's a question I have for all of you. So now that we got our donut box opened up and done, it's kind of funny because in Columbia Games, if you look at their boxes, hold on for a second. Here we go. So those Steve Jackson Games one could be donut boxes. Let's open up at 1812 here. Because people also call ours pizza boxes. Because they actually do come out flat, and we fold them up and we make them as we make the games. And it's a necessity, even though we're trying to get into the more mainstream, like regular boxes and stuff like that. Because, but the warehouse makes it so that when we have making our games, when we have those flat boxes, it doesn't take up that much space. It's really important, actually. It's I really like what Columbia Games did with that because of it. And it just saves us so much space. But we are trying to get more into the traditional games, like with Rommel in the Desert, which hopefully will come in a few days. We're hoping. We heard something, but at this point with the shipping, and we've finally gotten to port after like a month, and it's like, man, we're just waiting on customs. Okay, so here we go. Now this is obvious. Okay, so we got this little backing comes off of it. Of course, 2 more dice. I got such a collection of these now since I had the pocket boxes. Just the purple die and the white die. Very nice. Of course, you got a little baggie for the counters. And so what we've got is, of course, the rules. Now, if you have 6th edition rules, I've got to find out if this is actually updated for 6th edition rules or not. Not that I think it really changed too much, but I want to find out, because then this would be fine. And of course, now we have the combat results table and the formats for the ogres, which is all nice. You can put them on index cards, even though the other ones come on index cards too with the dry erase markers. And of course, we've got the Ogre Map right here, and it's so tiny. It's so tiny. I'm so used to looking at that big ogre one. I keep forgetting that this is how you actually played the game, with something this small. And I'm all about microsizing a game if it can be nowadays. Now, I know that I love that big ogre thing and stuff like that. Oh, look, another book, another little journal. So more tray bait. Now, here's the part where I love. Now, here's the thing about these. Here's the counter sheets for just plain paper. So it's going back to if you lose a counter or something like that. But this is the Big Daddy right here, what I'm here for. And these are these counters. Now, these counters, I said something about this in Car Wars, that the Car Wars ones that are in these boxes, they made them, and they're actually quite solid. So, and they're clear, as you can see right here. Well, maybe you can see. I don't know if the light's shining off of that. I'll put something up. But these are really crystal clear, that you can see everything just fine. And I would think with 1/2-inch counters that it would be harder to see. But actually it isn't. I'm spoiled because of the Ogre edition. We got some more here. And we got all the Mark V ogres there. And on the other side, Mark III ogres and other units. So that's pretty cool. And of course, then you got the replica catalog of 1987 in here. So you have some nostalgia factor going on here, talking about cardboard heroes. I'm sure GURPS is all over the place. One game that I doubt they'll bring back anytime soon is Killer. I don't know. I see too many people having problems with Paul really playing that one, taking it too seriously, or just you can't give a game like that anymore to a group of kids nowadays. I don't think it would end up being the wisest thing. Now here, Ogre storage box. So that'll be interesting. Now the thing is, will I have more than enough if I get this open and this open? I guess it'll be for Shockwave and the reinforcements pack. So that's good. So that's everything in the Ogre box, and I can't wait to crack open these counters. Now the good thing about this, as opposed to the Ogre Designers Edition, is if you've seen my box in the back before, you know for a fact that it's like right up there, but yet at the same time, I don't have the space for it, right? To put it out on this table. So I don't really crack the game open as often as I'd like, and especially if I'm trying to design a scenario or something like that, because I tried to join that scenario contest that Steve Jackson had for the ogres, and here's the back of this one right here. But at the same time, getting a game to the table, it doesn't mean anything to have it if you don't get it to the table. So I'm wondering about how much I'll actually play the Designer's Edition as compared to the new edition. More dice. Gosh, I got so many of them. Is there going to be a limit? Is there going to be a point where I say, okay, I got to trade a few of these off, or whatever. And now here's the rules for GEV. Now the thing about the rules for GEV and Ogre, as opposed to just having the 6th edition rulebook, I imagine because the 6th edition rulebook pretty much covers both, right? So I don't know. I mean, I'm keeping those. I mean, I'm not getting rid of them. But the thing is having a 6th edition rulebook around to actually play. And of course, here we have a GEV sheet. Wham! Now, my only question is, now this is big. This is pretty big as it is. My only question is, this wasn't meant to be necessarily geomorphic and stuff like that, but I wonder if the other ones will connect. But I do know that I'm going to print out some of the 6th edition stuff. You can get it at stevejacksongames.com. You can download all the maps that they've made, including the ones for battlefields, and you can probably just shrink them down and print them out. And here's another GEV journal right here. And of course, here's the counters, and this includes the trains. And these are just beautiful, solid counters. I just love that. And then here, the sheet, and then another catalog from 1982, this one. So it talks about miniatures, the Ogre book. Well, this one's a big fat one here. Undead Kung Fu 2100. But these are very important, catalogs. We send ours with every game that we sell at Columbia Games, and it definitely does a job. So having catalogs, if you've got a lot of games, is always important. It just solidifies you as a bigger company. Now, if you only have 1 or 2 games out, or whatever, you still put a flyer in there. I mean, you always want to promote your product. All you got, especially in the less products you have, the actually less cost it takes to promote to make a catalog. So it's always worth it to have it in there, because you never know how many. Because if you can't sell off of, if it costs like our catalogs cost about 25 cents a piece. From the printer, we print thousands of them, of course. All you have to do, if you figure in the cost, as long as you sell it, you'd have to sell at least one, and you'd make out. So you just got to do the math. Now, here we got Shockwave, and it's got the old style rules here. Again, this is another reason why I want to do 6th edition rule books and just say, okay, if this is everything in that, I don't know. This is just nostalgia purposes. So I just want one comprehensive rulebook. Usually, that's not always the case. Sometimes rulebooks get way too big. So, I mean, I don't disagree with this, obviously. You want to do it a little bit at a time. Here's a little, here's a little, here's a little. And maybe Ogre is an exception on that one because the game is so simple. But at the same time, some games do not lend themselves to a comprehensive rulebook. It just is too much all the way. Now, here we have the start of the geomorphic maps where you can connect them together. Kind of wish they did this with GEV. I really do. Maybe I'm mistaken, and this is actually, something that will be next to GEV. Because the thing is, I want to put. Why not attach it to GEV? That would be the thing. Now, here we have another one. Now, this one I don't think I have. This little journal I do not believe I have. And what would you use this inside flap for, guys? The inside flap. What would you use for that? But this is black and white version. I don't think I have this one, so that's good. So that'll stick around. And here we got all the nice little units, some bridge outs, reactors, missiles, the missile crawlers. And what I like about it, this is just 2 units. It's just black and white, One thing about the designer's edition that kind of drove me nuts was the unevenness of all the extra units. That drove me nuts trying to make even amounts of everything, which was a little bit fiddly on my part. I can get like that, but it was just like, it's like if I wanted to have 4 players, which was the point of some of that stuff, I wanted even amounts on all sides. Sometimes it's better just to say, look, this only has 2. That's all there is 2. You don't have to worry about it. So there's a lot of counters in this Shockwave one. And of course, here's the extra sheets here. And do we have, there's another storage box thing. So that's good because now I got extra storage boxes right there. And this one, they got a little one. Quite honestly, I wonder if this is actually more effective than having the big one. See, if you have games that are really big, or you have a number of games, maybe the strategy could be make smaller ones of your best-selling stuff, and maybe some esoteric stuff, and put it in there. I like to experiment with that a little bit. Now, mind you, to make it easy on, as a company, it's like, hey, we got one catalog, boom, 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 boom. I probably, oops, hello. All right, come on. I'm gonna have to edit this. All right, so we had a little bit of a mishap there, a little bit all over the place there. But anyway, these catalogs, I wonder if it'd be better to do it like this, with something small, just have your best products and just a little advertisement, enough, because 30 seconds ads, right? They work. You say a little bit in a small amount of time. Sometimes big catalogs might be a little bit overdone, and who knows, it might be overwhelming for some people. It's like, oh my gosh, there's so much information. Here, it focuses people. I'd like to experiment on that and see if it works. Of course, we got the Shockwave reinforcement pack and another sheet for your boxes. I don't know if I like that one as much as just saying generic Ogre storage box. So that way you can change your mind and switch things in and out. While this one, once you mark it, it kind of locks you into that choice. So this was all, okay, there was no box. Oh, good. Okay, so let's put this all in a box. Let's put all this away in a box and see where we're at. There we go. Boom, boom. Map. So it comes in a box, but then you get the Shockwave anyway. So it's like they might as well put it in the box for you at the beginning. That's what I think anyway. And so we got now the Ogre reinforcement pack. Let's take a check this baby out. And this will be the final part. Come on. Here we go. There we are. And it didn't come out all at once. That's all right. Boom. All right, Bob's your uncle. And here we got the reinforcement pack and its rules. Wow, what a weird way to fold this up, huh? So, okay. GEV, Shockwave, GEV talks about the maps. Now, the funny thing is, though, it's like, wait a minute. If these are all, intertwined now, I mean, it makes me wonder about the original GEV map, because it definitely was not like these maps here. So that's because, they were not geomorphic like this. The GEV map definitely was not. So I think I got to either print that out or get some, or I missed something. So I'm going to find out, because that definitely is not a geomorphic map like this. And of course, here we got the counters for these puppies, and there are plenty. Wow, there are plenty. Reinforcement. Now, mind you, these are probably the same units, because they're reinforcements. That usually means that, yeah, these are just pretty much everything. It's pretty much Shockwave and GV, just more of the same, and it's got lasers and strong points. It's pretty much all the counters all over again is what it is, and that's it. Yep, that's exactly what it is. So it's a double amount, so you can have big battles if you wish to. What a beautiful value for $89, I believe $79, $89. Oh, wait a minute, here's another map. All right, so, now here we go again with this. Is this another GEV map? Or is this GEV2? It might be. Well, it says GEV on it. But it's not a geomorphic map. It's kind of bothersome. That you have these maps that are right to the edge, and then you got this map that isn't. And I wonder why they did it that way. If you had the chance to make them, I understand nostalgia, but I mean, I would have preferred to have, this geomorphic. I wonder if they can actually make that. That would be a good selling point. I at least kind of double dip in there if they do, but at the same time, maybe they'll just do it on their next Kickstarter or something like that. And of course, we got the storage box with different label, and of course, Steve Jackson Games with the original I Love It Car Wars. That's my favorite cover, even though the new one's close. But that style, I mean, the 80s style, I guess I can't deny it. That was Orc Slayer, great, beautiful artwork there. Great introductory way to play GURPS. And I really, sometimes, and I'll tell you straight up, they should actually make the fantasy trip adaptions to all their modules. I mean, all their fantasy stuff. I mean, why not? Would you not buy them if you're a fantasy trip player? I think you would. I think that's what they absolutely should do. I mean, they just got extra product just waiting there being done. And mind you, it takes a little work to do some editing and changing it over and stuff. But it would be worthwhile. I think everybody that's into the fantasy trip would absolutely do it. But so let's put these away. Do I got another box here? No, I don't right now. Well, I'll figure something out. I do have the green box. I guess I could put it into a green green box for the time being. But anyway, folks, that is the video for Ogre. I really suggest if you know, if you've got a space thing, like I was talking about Car Wars the other day, and you have space considerations, and you don't, you know, if a game's hard to crack open, you're not going to play it. You know, so if it's just sitting there on a shelf and it's too big and bulky and you just can't get into the table, what's the point? So for some of you, I think these little boxes are going to be an option. These are very playable, and I think that you will enjoy more Ogre by getting maybe smaller Ogre. Anyway, that's the video, guys. I'll see you next time.